Now let's talk about wearing personal protection equipment while working bees. What kind of protective equipment do you need? Well, let's talk about it. A beekeeper's uniform consists of 4 main pieces of equipment: a suit, jacket or veil, gloves, a hive tool, which is less for protection but still an essential part of the gear, and a smoker. When deciding what type of suit to get, there's a few main things to consider. Will you wear a full suit or a jacket only? This is going to depend on both preferences and need. When I can, I love to just wear a veil to check bees or teach people about hives in our learning apiary. However, this doesn't typically work well for more intense beekeeping work like moving hives or making splits or even honey harvesting. So it's important as a new beekeeper to have a full suit or a jacket, and this is going to ensure that you're protected, especially while you learn to get comfortable with your bees and with your hive management. And then of course, you can experiment on your own after that. So, full suit or jacket? A jacket works really well if you're often wearing boots and denim jeans, because then your legs and feet will stay safe too. And then a full suit is great if you prefer to wear shorts, cotton, or synthetic fabrics. This leads us to ventilation. The ventilated suits are heavier, and if you're still wearing non-breathable clothing underneath, they can actually be warmer than a lighter canvas suit. The nice thing about a full suit is that you can always choose to wear less under the suit when the weather heats up, and many protective suits offer ventilation to keep you cool. So shorts or swimsuit, no problem. The last factor is entirely preference. Will you go with a flexible hood or the round hat-style veil? The hat keeps the veil off your face, which can be really nice, but it doesn't work well in tight quarters if you happen to be doing bee removals or something like that. So many suits and jackets are actually going to have a removable veil so that you can pick and choose or even have both. But this is something you may want to think about just a little bit before ordering your suit. However, both work really well. Since we live in Texas, we enjoy a good ventilated suit. So I went ahead and made a list of our favorites. The Ultra Breeze was our first fancy ventilated suit, and while it's not cheap, it's a really high quality product that will last you a long time. Then there's the Super Suit from Texas Bee Supply. They are friends of ours. They designed it. They're beekeepers. Some unique features like the fact that you can open your veil between yard visits to grab a drink, which is pretty unique. Most you have to kind of flip the whole hood or reach into your suit. Then there's the Aero Suit and the ProVent, which are both high quality suits. Realizing that suits are not cheap, I think it's important that you know that if you select a good one, they will last. We've even patched some of our favorite suits multiple times where we've burned holes or snagged them, and oftentimes these old rowdy suits are actually our favorites. Moving on to gloves, you've got some solid options. We use 2 main types of gloves, either a canvas or goat skin gauntlet, or nitrile gloves. For most activities, we select the nitrile gloves because they let you have more dexterity, while the gauntlets can be clunky and I think especially as a new beekeeper can lead to less coordinated movements. So when you're banging around a hive, you're actually going to make your bees more aggressive. So we tend to lean towards nitriles ourselves. Safety-wise, we found that they're pretty similar. Bees can technically sting through the nitriles, but we've also seen them sting through the gauntlets, but they don't really like being on the nitriles and are more likely to try to sting at your suit than on those gloves. A big pro on the gauntlet is that they're reusable, so you can just pick what works best for you. As I mentioned, the Hive Tool is less of a protective gear, but it is an essential part of our beekeeper uniform. So I'm going to go over the 2 main types. There's the J-hook and then the standard Hive Tool. They both work well for prying apart bars and helping to remove frames from the hive, so try both or pick one that you like. Arguably, the most important part of your beekeeping uniform is a smoker. A smoker is a phenomenal tool for keeping the bees calm and making your job as a beekeeper more enjoyable. You can buy a smoker from literally any beekeeping equipment supplier, but you'll also need to be able to light it. We really love the torches, and while a lighter works, a torch makes it so much easier to light your smoker well. We've seen a lot of beekeepers try to work hives with a poorly lit smoker, and it just doesn't last as long or provide much in the way of protection if it's barely lit. And next, you'll need fuel. Our favorite fuels are burlap, old dry wood from around the property, pine needles, or pine shavings. You don't have to complicate it, just keep the smoker lit. That's it for protective gear. So until next time, stay tuned as we continue to dig into short and sweet specific things that help you become a better beekeeper. Thanks for watching.